So in this stage we're going to be focused mainly on working on key poses. Key poses, in my perspective, are the second most important poses of our shot. Most of them, they show up, or they are the consecution of just breaking down a little bit the golden poses that we already have done in the first stage. There are also new poses that are a little bit more secondary, not as important as the golden poses. But all of them, basically what they are doing is helping us to create this, let's say, this very first version where everything is more or less in place, and we can see how our ideas are starting to work, and how everything is starting to feel. So these are the main aspects of the key poses. Key poses are all the poses that basically tells all the narrative and all the creative aspects of our shot in a more basic level. That's why one of the goals of the key poses is that we don't use too many. We have to keep it simple and very, very precise. Timing in this stage is very important. This is the first time that we're going to really start to pay a lot of attention to timing. The changes of the poses should happen right in the right frame, in the very specific frame. This is because we are looking for a sense of flow that is going to help us a lot to get the feeling that the character is alive. So we need to start to give that feeling already in this stage, and for that the change of the poses has to happen right in the good moment. Just a tiny little like a few frames off the right timing, that can really be very not easy to understand what is going on in the shot overall if we are showing to directors that they are not very familiar with the stepped mode, or maybe if we are not using too many key poses. That's why the changes and the poses that we apply in the key poses has to happen, boom, right in the right timing, so the sense of unity of the character moving and what we're hearing is blended and well integrated together. And definitely that can help us a lot to make sure, or to give the feeling that the character is alive, and therefore to sell our ideas very efficiently. Okay, so there is basically two ways that we can find our key poses. One, as I was saying, is because we break down our golden poses. For example, if I need to do like a head shake or something with some kind of, because the character is talking and he do something like that, we get our golden pose, which is kind of like more in the middle, and then we add one pose with the head in one side and another pose with the head in another side. So these are two golden poses that are based on a previous two key poses that are based on a previous golden pose, right? So that's a way that we're going to find the key poses. The other way is just by basically adding new poses that are not so important, as we were saying, as the golden poses. But at this stage it's important that, or we need to add them, because maybe they represent something that is going to help us to sell our ideas. Maybe it's part of the mood, part of the attitude, part of a gesture that we want to sell to the supervisors, or because we need to already to start to have it to see how it feels, right? These can be things that are already kind of like breakdowns, in between arcs. We can start maybe to add some accents, maybe, though we will be working on those specifically in the future. We can already start to add some of those that are very, very important to, as I was saying, getting this first blocking pass working and get a sense and try to sell our ideas. It's very important to note also that all these key poses still, they don't work with lip sync yet, though we are going to start to pay like a lot of attention to the timing, and some of these key poses that we're going to be adding have maybe some mouth shapes, like some accents or something. We are not still in that, we're not putting our focus in that phase yet. So in order to find those key poses, we're going to be working a little bit with the timing first, and it's also like an organic kind of process. We need to as we add some poses here and there, we need to see and always stay open to see, okay, maybe that part needs a little bit more definition, I'm not selling that idea good enough. But a good way to start definitely is by working on the timing of the audio itself, that is going to mark those sound bits of where some of those change poses has to happen. So let's talk about a little bit more about timing, how we can get started working with the timing, finding our key poses.